With the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series consoles coming to an end, in my opinion, this is the absolute worst console generation of all time.
I'm a gamer. I'm a straight up G. The occasional life is the life for me.
What's going on, everybody? I'm an occasional gamer, and I just wanted to share my thoughts on how this is the absolute worst console generation of all time. There is no reason to buy a PlayStation 5. There is a slight incentive to buy an Xbox Series, and Nintendo has been dominating the scene for the last decade. It is no longer the big three. Nintendo has solidified their dominance with innovation, creativity, and longevity. I don't know why people don't want to give Nintendo the credit that they deserve. The Nintendo Switch has been holding on the gaming scene for the last 8 years. That's new games, expanding on IPs, an online service that is extremely affordable, console revamps. The Switch is an indie game and port titan, as well as dropping banger first-party titles every single year. Nintendo isn't perfect, but you can't disregard the heat that they continue to drop year after year. Sony and Microsoft, on the other hand, complete garbage. I made a video 9 months ago expressing my thoughts on how the PlayStation 5 has no exclusives. There are Sony fans out there that want to strike back and say,
"No, that's not true. We got Final Fantasy."
In my opinion, that doesn't justify paying $500 to play 1 or 2 games. Let me break it down to you. The PlayStation 1 to PS2. The PS2 is backwards compatible with PS1 games. And let's say the PS2 only had Sly Cooper and Ratchet & Clank. Y'all would flame Sony, say this is garbage, give us more games. I still use my PlayStation 4 Pro till this day. I'm playing Spider-Man Miles Morales, I'm playing God of War, I'm playing Horizon. If you have a PC, there is a Sony section on Steam where you can play Ratchet & Clank, God of War, Uncharted, Horizon. You do not need the PS5 box to play these PS5 games. And when it comes to Xbox, the story's not new. They got no games. They prioritize Game Pass and buying studios to make no games. For some reason, Microsoft recently got rid of one of their best studios, Tango Gameworks, that made an absolute banger, Hi-Fi Rush, which got a bunch of awards, which is an action-adventure stylistic rhythm beat-em-up game, which got everyone excited that Microsoft was gonna come back to the scene a little bit. Sadly, that is not the case, and I can't see any logical reason to why they would get rid of that studio. On that note, the only reason to have an Xbox console, which there are like 10 different variants of Xboxes that you can buy to play the same games, to take advantage of Game Pass. Yes, Game Pass is amazing, but there is no reason to specifically own an Xbox Series X. Yes, the Series X provides more performance for your games, more frame rate, so you can play the same games that you've been playing for the last 10 years on a 4K TV or an 8K TV. That doesn't sound appealing to me, but if that's what you're into, cool. Gone are the days of these companies being competitive when it comes to the console wars. There is no console war. Back in the day, these companies were duking it out in the early 2000s. Xbox had Fusion Frenzy and Munchie's Odyssey and Halo. PlayStation 2 significantly expanded off of the PlayStation 1 and had a phenomenal library of games. Nintendo was going crazy with the handheld scene and innovation with their consoles. Then we had the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 era. That is what you call a war. It was the battle of graphics, first-party games, media players, online services. Even though Call of Duty was coming out on both platforms, I believe PlayStation 3 users got COD games 2 weeks earlier. It was competitive. There was a distinct reason to own a 360 or a PS3, or have the best of both worlds and own both of them. Then Nintendo took an innovative route and made the Wii motion controller, and that took over the gaming scene for all ages. Then Sony took note of that and made their own motion controller as well. Then Microsoft dropped the Kinect. Like, it was a back and forth, like, okay, you drop this, I'ma up the bar and drop this. Each console having a library of games to choose from. In today's generation of gaming, there are like 5, if that, PlayStation 5 games that are not on PS4 and not on PC. When it comes to Xbox, forget about it. The exclusives that they have, or rather the lack of exclusives, aren't great. So this console generation is cooked, and I'm glad it's finally coming to an end. Nintendo is moving on to bigger and better things. There are a lot of people talking about the Nintendo Switch 2 coming around in March of 2025. They're going to change the game. The graphics are going to get better. The first party games are going to be phenomenal. Mario Kart, Smash Bros, Zelda. I'm excited to see Nintendo innovate in the next generation of gaming. Sony, on the other hand, has time to improve the PlayStation 5. I'd say stop doing dual releases for the PS5 and PS4. Give us a reason to purchase a PS5. Stellar Blade is a PS5 exclusive game that recently came out. Y'all just need to keep dropping PS5 only games. I know that's how Sony did it in the past with the PS3 transitioning to the PS4, like Persona 5 was one of them. But shortly after, Sony had a library of PS4 only games. God of War, Ratchet & Clank, Uncharted, Horizon, Sekiro, Ghost of Tsushima, PS4 exclusive games. It's going on 4 years since the PS5 release. It's about time that y'all have a library of PS5 only games. No ports to PS4, no Steam releases, just PS5 only. When it comes to Microsoft, I don't know what to say, because Xbox has been the same since 2013 with the release of Xbox One. That gave us the introduction to Game Pass, which is cool and all, but other than that, they don't have much going on for themselves. I don't think they even have to make a new console. They just have to make Xbox Series X exclusive games. That's my verdict on this console generation being the worst of all time. This is just my opinion as someone who plays games occasionally. Comment down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree with me? Let me know. Let's get a conversation going. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video and share the video with a cousin, friend, coworker, uncle, or grandma. I'm an occasional gamer, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless.
I'm a gamer. I'm a straight up G. The occasional life is the life for me. We can play on Xbox, we can play on PC, but the occasional life is the life for me. I'm a gamer. YouTube entertainer, get the information, make visual explainers.